Okay, so this is technically a completed sketchbook. I have had this since 2018. I used it initially for an Inktober journal. And so I finally finished it last year, so I had it for approximately 5 years or so. And it's a mess. All my sketchbooks are very messy, a lot of unfinished ideas, but I want to go through it so you can see a realistic sketchbook for me. So I use a Strathmore mixed media. I do like this and I like the size. I may try to get a larger mixed media book, but I'm not sure. So this was the first Inktober piece that I did. I followed the prompt list that Absolute Amma. I followed her Inktober prompt list. This was another Inktober piece. I really like the concept and I've considered redoing it just because it's been so long. And with the Inktober pieces, I did just ink and pen. And this was some sketches I did later. I was really into Cyberpunk aesthetic. Yeah, so you'll see a couple of Cyberpunk inspired sketches. I really loved Blade Runner and Ghost in the Shell, so. Another Inktober piece. I tried to do the water effect. You can see some of the white ink. I'm not a fan of it, but this was a long time ago. These were two characters. I did more studies for her, or the android girl, but not her. This was when I got a marker. Let me see if I can get it. Took me way too long to get those markers. Anyway, these were the two utensils, two markers that I used for this spread. And then this was when I started my art account. I really like her. It was really fun. It was a challenge because I wanted to draw faces and figures without sketching at first. And so this is what I use, and I love this. I just love the way it looks. It's the Pentel brush pen. I will find it and I will link it in the description. But I've had this for years. I get refills. I just love how it looks. This I've had for a very long time. It's a Pentel art brush pen. This happens a lot with it. So if you do mind this happening to your hands, probably not the best, but it's fun. And you want to have fun. This was a redraw, and I recently redrew her. I will present her here. I did her digitally. I may redraw her again because I didn't quite get the essence that I wanted. I don't know how to explain that. I just like what I did here. So I did gouache. It was when I first started painting with gouache. This was when I used to line like everything with micron pens, and I do not do that anymore, and I actually really hate micron pens. This was another design, Cyberpunk aesthetic. Some sketches, face I'm not too crazy about. This I was pretty proud of. I did it completely in gouache, and there's some acrylic gouache in there too. I really liked how the synapses turned out. I want to do more plant studies, just more studies in general, more Cyberpunk. And I was going to do a gouache spread here. It's more like doodles and stuff, and I love snakes, so I was going to do a snake, but I ended up not doing it. This was supposed to be a self-portrait from my icon profile picture, and I did it in acrylic gouache, and I am not a fan of acrylic gouache. I tried it, I'm not a fan. I like regular gouache because it's like a thick opaque watercolor. acrylic wash is too much like acrylic for my liking, or acrylic for my liking, and I am not a huge acrylic fan. But I do want to practice. I do like acrylic markers though. This was me just testing out different colors and swatches and stuff, mixing stuff. I like this, I don't know, just an idea I had, more like journaling, like art journaling, as opposed to like trying to make something look nice. I just, my idea down. This was another piece I was gonna paint, but I didn't. I like how her outfit looks. I'm not the greatest at drawing clothes, which is actually why a lot of my characters don't have clothes. And recently I've been working on that. So like my mushroom fairies, they have like Renaissance fair type of clothing. But I do need to practice clothes. But I liked how her jeans turned out. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. And again, I feel like I have improved with some anatomy. But this is fun. I do like this. I liked how this turned out. I used it with the brush pen again. I was just trying new things. Another Cyberpunk character. I'd like to do a Cyberpunk series. It just doesn't go with the rest of my work. And I feel like a lot of people would, I don't know, not be too crazy about it. Or maybe they would. Maybe I should just do what I want to do. I just really like her design that I've developed over time. And you can see through some of the sketches how it has developed. Like she's supposed to have like blades coming out of her arms, and I thought that was so sick. This was a sketch of a redo I was going to do. I did not do it. This was a second self-portrait, and I felt like I got better at painting with gouache, and I am happy with how the hair looks, because I used like a direct reference. This is a direct reference of my face, and this was my profile picture for a bit. Yeah, I like how the hair looks, and if you know me and you follow me, you know I struggle with hair and I have lots of complaints with hair. This was a Draw This in Your Style. I believe it was Miss Han, and I'll have her link in the description as well. I used acrylic gouache for this and regular gouache, and I liked it. I really liked how this turned out. I believe it's still on my profile, maybe, but I just liked how the shading turned out. The hair, it's okay. I'm still learning. I am still learning. It's just some weird sketches. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. This, I don't know what I was doing. So here are some more like finished pieces. This is a sticker design I have. And I thought of retiring it, but I do really still like it. I just think it's cute. I love anthuriums. This is a monstera, variegated monstera, added pink to. I tried to make a sticker design out of this and I didn't like how it turned out, but that was when I edited on my phone. So I don't do that anymore. I use Procreate, so I feel like I could make it look like a cute sticker now. And I may do that. I may just have more plant stickers come out. I don't know. Don't ask. I was figuring out a logo, I think, and it's such a shame because I don't like how the eye turned out, but the rest of the leaf. It was acrylic gouache as well, and as much as I was iffy with acrylic gouache, I liked how all my anthuriums looked when I painted with it. This was a final design of one of my Cyberpunk characters. I really love her. She's very special to me. I don't know why I think it turned out so good, especially for like the time I was really struggling with like shading with the face and proportions and stuff, but her, I don't know, I just love her. I love how the shading turned out. And the funny thing about this piece is I hated it up until like the last bit. Again, the hair, I'm like, I think I could do better with the hair, but I'm just so proud of how like the headpiece turned out and how her face turned out. And I just really like her, and I want to keep her design. Like I have her as a sticker and a print. I may not get the print redone once I sell out, but the sticker, I think I'm just going to keep it as like a permanent sticker. I considered redoing it, but I don't think I should, just because of how fond I am of this. And I was really proud of myself for like doing the little tiny highlights. You can see little white bits there to kind of get more depth. Like, oh, she's a android, she's not human. These were like Doodles. I don't remember what I had here, but I remember I did do this certain thing where I would get like a piece of watercolor paper and I would tape it down and use this basically as like a board. You can see a little TV guide here. This was supposed to be a berry fairy. I really like this concept and came out with a different design. This, yeah, I believe it was a joke from Tumblr a while ago. So I'm really into eyes on things, obviously, and that's why I have my icon as a mushroom with an eyeball. This was a failed draw this in your style. I just lost track of time. I was still doing like nursing classes, so that was taking up the majority of my time. Now the majority of my time is with baby. I really liked how her face was turning out. It wasn't completely rendered, but you can sort of see how my pieces look midway through. I was doing something different with the hair, how I usually do. I usually do very even layers. Little outfits, you know. I like cut out shirts and crop tops and stuff. This was just like testing out colors. This was a demon girl idea, testing out colors. I believe this was when I was painting my Anthurium painting. So here's my Anthurium girl. The original. She was in my sketchbook. I drew her sitting at a coffee shop. I just had this idea, and I'm like, you know, I like Anthuriums, and I kind of want to hide her face. I think it'd be cute. And people really loved her, and I love her design too. And she was my most popular sticker, and I just decided it was time to redo her, so she's been redone. I sold her original immediately, so I no longer have the original, but I do have the finished piece I will show here. I made some new stickers, and yeah. I worked really hard on the new painting, but I'm gonna keep this forever because it's very sentimental to me. This was my original like logo sticker. When I first started my Etsy shop, I got this made into a sticker with my name. This was watercolor. This paper is better with gouache. It is not great with watercolor because I struggled with this. But I am redoing her currently digitally. And I like how she's turning out, but again, my heart's just in traditional. Like, I like digital art, I do, and it's great and better in some cases, in some concepts, but other concepts, I would just prefer to do painting. This was my plant girl sketch. I did her on an actual watercolor piece, and then this was the original sunflower fairy design. And now, let me get the current piece I'm working on. So you can see how much my designs and ideas can change, but like position, concept of like sunflowers, I just changed her horns because I'm not a fan of these types of horns. This was the original sketch for my Draw This in Your Style. It was a celebration for, I believe it was 300 followers on Instagram. And I really like this sketch right here. I like an idea of like a more muscular person with a sword. Didn't really expand too much. And that is it. That is the end of the sketchbook. I hope this has inspired you to fill up your own sketchbooks. I need the inspiration because I never fill up sketchbooks. This is really the first one in a really long time that I've finished. I believe I finished a few in college and high school. I don't have them anymore, which is very sad. I really wish I hung on to those sketchbooks. I do have old drawings I'm going to take out one day and show y'all.